decade is the decade of African independence. Forward then to independence. To independence now. Tomorrow, the United States of Africa.
The occasion of the 29th anniversary celebrations of the Gambia, how pleased I am to address you this morning. It is always a source of pride and encouragement for me to share this auspicious annual reunion with you against a background of common aims and collective understanding to chart the future course of our country, in which you have a major role to play in the years to come.
Today marks the 50th independence anniversary, and I ask you to join us to thank Allah the Almighty for having brought us this far.
Today is symbolic because of two important developments in the history of our dear motherland. It was on this day that Gambia was declared independent. I was just 3 days old. Now I am the President of the Republic of the Gambia after 52 years of nationhood.
For more than half a century ago, the dream of independent Gambia was realized. The birth of the new nation had promises of progress, peace, and prosperity. On this auspicious occasion, young poets have decided to speak to you.
Let the smiling coast smile again, and dry her tears that rained from the bitter clouds of yesterday. Then heal her heart from the wounds of politics and tribalism, so that her children can unite, organize, and harmonize their hearts and soul, bodies and minds towards building a better nation, in which tribe will not segregate them and politics will not divide them.
So let us smile and count a day that goes by. Paint our hardship with beautiful colors of red, white, blue, and green. And remember the great men that walked on the soil. Let our motherland rejoice and awake the spirits of the dead, the forgotten stories and the poetic revelations of the poor. Let her cry tears of happiness and remember the struggle she had faced, the troubles her children experienced in the hands of the white. Give her this day as a gift, and let her celebrate and inhale the fragrance of freedom.
Taxaw leen ñu ormal bés bu ñu moomee suñ bopp. Jóg leen ñu sargal jàmbaar yu ñu xeexal bañ mun a taxawal suñ bopp. Gàcce ngaalaama Père Ndiaye Edward Francis Small sa Dawda Kairaba Jawara. Parce que bu yaay jàpputoon sa mbagaya konoon liir du féeca. Léegi Gambia moom na boppam. Nañ booloo liggéey réew mi ba duñ dégg ay ndeysaan. Buñ takkee suñ maam yi def leen i jaam boobu la ndeysaan ya jeexee. Léegi ñoo war a takku nekk jaami réew mi ba noon ñi duñ ñu ooteel ndaje. Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. Smiles which faded away when Jammeh injected us with dictatorship. Here we are now getting delayed by a post-Jammeh syndrome. We all stick together when we wanted change, followed this unity when the winds of change started blowing. Faces beginning to unmask in the process of choosing sides. Citizens that criticize are given labels of hate. Their characters they assassinate. Whoever disagrees is turned into some kind of demon. a pre-sticking together of post-betrayal and confusion. Politics quite as dangerous as war. But here is the difference. In war, you can only be killed once. In this politics, many times. Sooraat neen sin coono si cin yokku matt gën a xambu. Jël teyal ak kot-koti dàq sa warteeg fas jom ñu samp. Ñu liggéey sin réew, setal sin gox, mbéy mi bañ a lox, métier yi gën a dox sin bañee torox. Jël xelaat yu màggeti sànni ndax lu yàgg si ndox rek forox. Sin cin gën a baax bañ tubaab bi diñu nax. Ndax nasiiboo teemoo konole kumoo jiitan kankan teki-teki. Ka jorongo dumbu loto nse na banko la nyato ta bayndi. Na kilinkili naflo ye komata nga na banko hajo tambindi. Nga rankeso fandi. Nga jaral bundal fanundi. Nga komata lamfundi. Nga nyato ta sabatindi. Den taka ndigal liggéey réew mi di waru gal jini war. Xuus si coono guddeeg bëccëg daxa fi xiif ak mar. Jël seytaane enu becci. Jiko yu bon yi ñu wecci. Lu baax ñu yokku dolli raxas xolli setal boti sin dëkk saf neex surum lebe jolli.
Salam alaikum yen wa Banjul yen ñoo leen nuyu. Nuyu ci seen tur ak ci seen santa ila seen jàmmi yaram. Am na loo xam ne mu ci dëkk bi bu leen ko seetaan.
Come closer. Let me tell you a folk tale. Wait. Stay where you are. I want my words to travel through the distance and meet your ears. The sheroes that sent praise when the odds were in our favor brought forth 1965 for the Gambia, our homeland. Ndax bés booba la Gambia moomee boppam. Ku ne taka sa ndiga nag fas yéene liggéey jox réew mi axam. We gave birth to peace and unity. Spent 22 years molding a dictator, gave tribalism a sit in our midst and gave up the fight. Dragged the dignity of the founding fathers and mothers down the mud. Injected strength in our index fingers and now we take turns in the blame game. Welcome to the coast still trying to get back her smiles, whose people made history, kicked out a dictator through the ballot but is still pricking her wounds and on a race along the lanes of the present and the past. Her people wear the biggest smiles but embody the deepest wounds. Fañ la mata di foof. Jëf di suul. Duma dem doo dem my friend. Ma ne wàccal si suuf. We liberated ourselves through the ballots. And never shall we light the way to our chains. We put you in and still got the keys to put you out. We're not asking for you to be just, to hear our cries and fulfill our demands, to honor our plight and respect our rights. We will demand, for the power to will has been embedded in each of us. On this day, as we celebrate the founding fathers and mothers, as we turn 53, let's reflect and act, for heavy is the head that wears the crown.
So let us rise together and shine brighter than the moon and the sun combined. Renew our commitment, for our independence must be redefined. Our sovereignty must be absolute, and our national trajectory resolute. Salute the brave souls lost for the freedom we are still fighting to keep. Independence is a title we must be fit to wear. Share the burden of national development as teachers and parents, students and statesmen, entrepreneurs and businessmen, politicians and religious leaders, footballers and market vendors. For every member of society has a piece to bring to the table to complete the puzzle that makes us a complete independent nation.
Reminding ourselves that we were once ruled over by foreigners, who came and took our nation as if it was theirs, and they had come to stay. But the people never turned a blind eye, because they knew it is their home, their sense of belonging, their pride to cherish, and they served their nation instead. So they raised their voices, and we became free at last, free from being told of what to do and how to operate our systems, making our choices and sometimes settling for the best, going for the impossibilities and redefining our greatness. Showing the world that there is a small country in West Africa filled with many potentials, who will represent their home in all the spaces around the world. We are the people of our nation. the reflection of our ancestors' sign on our foreheads. So the freedom we celebrate every second, every minute, every day and every year should be embedded in our existence. Dance to the rhythms of the drums and celebrate our history, our freedom, our independence, and pray for better days to come.
The roots of every nation are its people, fixed and found, bound by the blood of nationhood, united by the love for freedom and self-actualization, liberation and self-determination, the swords that guard our sovereignty. But 53 years since the white man left and we are still crawling. 53 years and we are still complaining. 53 years and we are still begging, kneeling and prostrating, worshipping the wheels of other nations. And we still spend millions of dollars every year to celebrate the independence of a nation colonized by underdevelopment, terrorized by unemployment, caged in the dungeons of political ignorance and tribal intolerance, chained in a pool of ever-growing poverty, unity and liberty, the flags of our pride and dignity, the sacred words of our national anthem. Independence is more than just having a president, our own currency, geographical boundaries, and so. Our independence must first be immaculate in our mind. Our independence must be our way of life, our one and only true way of life. It must be total and complete. For kings are born, prophets are chosen, presidents are elected, but independence is something that no one nation can give to another. Every nation must accomplish it by itself. The white man did us wrong, but he is gone and it's time we stand strong on our own. We may not be able to forgive Jammeh, but we cannot let what he did to us hold us back forever. To us this land belongs and we have taken far too long to fully own up to our responsibilities. See, Barrow is not a Mandinka or a Fuller. He is a Gambian and that is what we all are. As a nation, we must dare to invent our destiny, determine our future, forge our own path, and dance to the tune of our own homemade political rhythm. Because until we are truly independent and dependent on ourselves as a nation, our independence will always remain incomplete.
The aim of sharing these poems is for you to be inspired to do your quota in changing the trajectory of economic dependence in our beloved country, the Gambia. Take up the challenge now and be that agent of change for development.